Yo, how yous going? Hope fucking Cheap Tuesday's good for everyone. Bang. First beer of the day. God bless yous. I love Cheap Tuesday, I'm telling yous. You would have all heard the good news that Cheap Tuesday's officially back. It's back to $9.95. They jacked it up to $10.95 there for a bit. It was still a good deal. Don't get me wrong. Yo, Born Nordic. How you going, brother? You. Yeah, evening people, evening Dusty, evening Antifa. Just kidding, Antifa can get stuffed. I know. God, they're really pissing me off. No, hey, Brucey boy. Port Film Co. Cheers. How he's going? Yeah, fucking Cheap Tuesdays, rock and roll. They dropped it by $1. I'm so happy. So I got my chicken. I swear it's like I've just got my shit together. I've finally just sat down for the night, it feels like. Thank fucking goodness. Pulling together a bit of a whopper tonight. How you going, D-Live? Anyone bloody watching on here? Or has it unlogged me from my D-Live account? Sometimes it does that. Anyway, tonight we're going through some awesome whoppers. Have you ever heard of the legend of the Lucifer stone? It's like the Holy Grail. I fucking stumbled across this article and I was like, yeah. I love a good story. You know what I mean? And so I'm thinking like, and then there's this, you got to know, if you don't know your enemy. It's this mad YouTuber, Irish fella, will go through the origins of the evolution theory. Heaps of people think Darwin like genuinely invented it as a scientific theory, but his old man was in a cult that it believed in evolution, just like a mad cult version. So people don't really know that story. And it was all about, like, you know, man becoming God. It's all about transhumanism, pretty much. Do tell, I know. I think it's like, so we try to spin the story because, you know, if we go through like to the origins of evolution and the occult background of it, it's all connected. It's kind of like transhumanism, like this pursuit to become gods. And then, you know, the legend of the Lucifer stone, it's kind of actually like transhumanism because they have this like super technology from Satan that they use to make themselves like gods, or, you know, give them some kind of crazy advantage. But anyway, I thought we'd like go and, you know, I love a good conspiracy theory. I love a good story. I totally believe like every story. I think like if you're an atheist, you know what I mean. It's just they've the way they teach stuff at school these days. It's just not doing us justice. There's no story. Oh, Mormonism is man becoming God. Yeah, that's probably why. What's his name? Joseph Smith. He was a Freemason anyway. So, you know, exactly. It's all like the part of the same occult. It's the same lizard man. It's the original lizard man, the story of Adam and Eve. How the lizard's man, like, he's like, you'll be like God. You know what I mean? It goes back. We've been all right, explain Steele. Yeah, Steele loves transhumanism. He's kind of a bit of inspiration for this. That's why I want Steele to become more Christian. Yeah. Steele seems like a good dude, and he's just like into transhumanism. One day I'll have him on. That'd be fucking awesome. Yeah, but they'll never get to the celestial kingdom. That's it, brother. It's like, hey, Irrational Times. How you going, brother? Irrational Times made my sweet Dusty Bogan song. What a legend. Thanks, brother. Perhaps. How you going? Yo, one person watching on my D Live. Thanks for tuning in. It's probably me. Nah. What up, brother? I know, like, I was thinking, I had a whole list. I jumped on my laptop. I started creating a live, setting it up, pulling up all these articles about coronavirus. And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck that shit. We're over it. I'm over it, man. I did come up with a trip out story that I tell everyone at my work. I just tell, I'm a bit of a storyteller. So I'm just like, they're like, oh, coronavirus started like this and that. And I spinned up my own little theory at work. And I'm like, apparently there was like the UN had a meeting last year and fucking in November. The UN had a meeting and they were in preparation for a pandemic, right? Then they had the Wuhan military sports games, right? Next minute, you tie this web together. Next minute, Putin fucking shuts down the Russian parliament and rewrites the constitution, right? So this is the theory I'm telling people at work. You know what I mean? I'm just spreading these stories and seeing if it will like come back around. And like, I'm just like, yeah, the UN fucking had this meeting. Then the Wuhan games happened. I'm like, Putin knew that this virus was already there, so he took full control of Russia. And I'm like, Russia started this is the story I'm fucking telling everyone. Yeah, Event 21. That's it. We'll just have a look. I'll just give you a little taste of the fucking conspiracy theory I'm throwing around at work. I'm pretty much like, yeah, Putin created the virus. And they're like, why did Italy get attacked? I'm like, oh, Russia's getting payback for when the Catholics sacked Constantinople. And then someone's like, why are people dying in Iran? I'm like, oh no, Putin is helping Syria and Iran in that fight in Syria in that war. I'm like, all it is the Iranians. They've used they used the fucking Wuhan coronavirus as an excuse to just mass murder all the fucking people who would have sided with America if there was a civil war or if America went to war. And they're like, at work, they're like, yeah, that makes sense. And they're like, what about China? And I'm like, oh, because Russia now, they fucking hate the communists. So it's like payback. You know what I mean? So I've like spun this big story that Russia started it, and and plus Russia's doing the battle with the Saudi Arabians with the oil. So I've just told this mad story, and people are like, yeah, that could be it, man. And I'm just like, yeah, and these people are like engineers and shit, and they're real smart. So you know me, I love a bit of a story and I love a bit of a conspiracy theory. So Kevin reckons if anyone, Bill Gates will probably go to jail for this alone. Yeah, fucking Dusty, I'll do a Corona beer with you, lol. Yeah, hook in. What do we got? Does anyone else do a live on bloody Tuesday nights this late? This is like the latest show I've done in ages. But anyway, that's my little spiel. As far as we're all concerned, just stay positive, people. Avi Yemeni did a post about coronavirus, and it was like something about more people have died from suicide with like losing their jobs and economic fallout from the coronavirus. So it's like more people have killed themselves than have died from the virus. And you're like, I don't know if that's true, but I'm thinking like, geez, like fucking, I'm busy here like arguing with Antifa and fucking, far right, far left extremists sometimes. And I'm like, yeah, it's people are fucking killing themselves because they're losing their jobs. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be trying to argue with people and be a dickhead while times are tough like that. Yeah, rational times. None of the people that had a hand in any of this will ever go to jail. Wishful thinking. Yeah, isn't that fucking sad? They'll probably like pin it on the dude and who had the fucking the wet markets in China, you know what I mean? Who's like fucking trying to make a living chopping up turtles and lizards and snakes and fucking bats, just doing up some mad stew with like an animal from fucking every second country on the earth. Yo, put up the bamboo curtain again. I'm telling you, it's the end of globalization. What the heck? I can't see how many viewers are watching. Shift YouTube. I don't know what the hell that is anyway. Shifty. Oh, is that really like... There's only 12 people watching, so I don't know why that is anyway. There's only 2 people watching on D Live. All good. Is fucking Tim Wilms a moderator? I have to set you as a moderator. Tonight seems quiet. Maybe all Antifa, they fall asleep early. You know what I mean? Once it gets this late, they're too high from smoking bongs all night. Here we go. Let's make fucking Tim Wilms a moderator. I have to go onto my YouTube. I know I'm like already going on tangents and haven't even fucking started. Oh shit. Where the fuck is Tim? Add as moderator. It's always like, I almost misclicked Tim. I could have just fucking sent you to, you know, given you a timeout, bro. Tim is jelly. Yeah, put him on 5 minutes. I should have put him on a 15-minute timeout. Fucking Tim Wilms. He's out of control, mate. I'm just going to, like, one day we need to wax that fucking chest hair, Tim. Reg, you fucking legend. Queensland's going to close their border tonight while Antifa shit themselves over the virus and afraid of dying. Yeah. All their vegan diets is destroying their immune systems. I'll be fucking... And they smoke like ice and they're gay. Sorry, Tim. Sorry. Yeah. Just letting... let's just all go to D Live. They're screwing with you and they don't deserve your presence. Yeah, the YouTube. I actually got... Remember how I was like, yo, I didn't get any fucking super chat money from YouTube. I got my super chat money. So that's what I was doing tonight. I was going and spending all your super chat money. So, and I got home late and I barely pulled this fucking show together. So yeah, super chats actually still work. That's fucking excellent. I went and bought some fishing gear because I'm like, if I get the sack, I'm on the dole and I'm just fishing like every day. I'm just going fishing. So I was like, got my YouTube money, and I should definitely do some like primitive survival stuff on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like fishing and fucking hunting and stuff. I'm like so keen on it. When I had my youth group, right, and all my young boys, they would be like, I'd fucking get them around and I'd be like, I'd make them start a fire with a flint, and then they'd have to chop wood with an axe, and then they'd be like shooting arrows and slingshots, and we'd be burning shit and throwing axes and heaps. We'd just have fucking so much fun. That was my first little fucking fraternity. No. Anyway, who's ready to go into the deep about this Lucifer stone and learn about all this crazy shit? Some origin stories of the we're actually going into the topics now that the show's supposed to be about. After fucking how long? 14 minutes of me talking absolute shit. G'day, Versace Cowboy, you bloody legend. How's hosing everyone's ass in Melbourne going? Don't freak out, word. What's the memo, bro, for tonight? What's the topic of discussion? We're going to talk about the Lucifer stone, the legend of the Lucifer stone. You ever heard about this shit? I stumbled across this article because I read so many crazy conspiracy theories. I love it. The legend of the Lucifer stone. It's like the the Holy Grail, kind of the story continues into the Holy Grail. It's the original transhumanism, you know what I mean? Or fucking adapting some kind of technology or magic to so we can become like gods. We're also going into the origins of evolution. Charles Darwin's dad was in a cult, which essentially the cult believed exactly what evolution is, or Darwin's origin of species. So yeah, we're going into the deep. So yeah, I hope you fucking like a bit of a conspiracy and a bit of a story time. How you fucking going? What the hell's going on with my bloody... Oh, something's going wrong with me bloody D live. Yo, there we go. We're up. We're on. Yo, 100 lemons. Keep it up, dude. Brother, thanks so much. Ferocious Chihuahua donated a diamond. Wow. Go fucking D-Live. Thanks so much. Yo, we're back. Here we go. Let's share this. Let's go for this article. Bang. This is the Lucifer Stone. Who the hell is Johnny? Yeah, who is Johnny? Anyway, Johnny Moore. Right, let's read this article. The Legend of the Lucifer Stone. I was watching some crazy shit. Actually, how I stumbled across this is I was... it's like all about the American seal and the $1 note, like how they fucking built that. And they were like, you know, they're all Freemasons and cult leaders. Well, they're all in the cults. And then I was just like watching this fucking documentary, and then they're banging on about the Lucifer Stone. And I was like, what the fuck's that? So I had to chase that rabbit down the hole. Johnny Boy! Hey, brother. How you going? Have a beer for Johnny. I don't even know who you are. Yeah. Hang on. Let me click on this. No, not let me. Anyway. All right, let's read about this fucking article. The Grail as a Stone, or what is it? The Legend of the Lucifer Stone. There are many traditions that include the Grail, the luminous stone that is the ultimately connected to the fall from grace, and it is the type of held and assistance in a quest for the Grail. That's just written shit. Lucifer's brilliant green stone that was the jewel of his crown fell from heaven to earth and was fashioned into a bowl. So they reckon when like Lucifer got kicked out of heaven and there was a bit of a war going on, you can read it in Revelations, and people kind of like it's like tricky Revelations. It's all like metaphorical, crazy hyperbole stories, and you know they're trying to like talk about a spirit realm and put it into some way using words that we could comprehend it. But yeah, they reckon the angels were at war fighting, and I think the Archangel Michael like fucking smashed the stone off Lucifer's crown. So it's some green jewel, and it fell to earth. Lucifer's brilliant green stone that was the jewel of his crown fell from heaven to earth and was fashioned, into a bowl used by Jesus at the Last Supper. The stone became the Holy Grail. After the blood of Jesus Christ had filled it, Lucifer's stone was redeemed. Isn't that awesome? By this act of Joseph of Arimathea, indicating that someday Lucifer himself may turn from darkness and reunite with the bright worlds of heaven surrounding the throne of God. That's a trip out. I don't understand what they're saying about Joseph of Arimathea. Isn't that the dude who got Jesus his tomb? You know what I mean? Who gave Jesus his tomb? Jesus had nowhere to be buried, and the stone was rolled away, and all these people seeing the Roman guards and shit seeing Jesus rise again. Anyway, yo, shouting at clouds, just donating me 2 lemons. Thanks, brother. Loving it. 5 people watching on the D-Live. Herman the German. High tea bag. What? Yeah. Good movie script that doesn't say that in the Bible. I know. That's right. So we're not like, I'm not saying, trust me, when I like most stories that are in conspiracy theories, I'm not saying I believe any of this stuff. And a lot of my, like, I'm like, this is my interpretation of the Bible. It's probably kind of like, I'm not advising people to, I'm not nailed down on some stuff. I'm just open to fucking learning about it. Like, I never knew of this story. You know what I mean? I'm just reading about it, and I'm been like, whoa, this is a trip out. You know what I mean? I fucking love it. I enjoy it. Johnny, you're a good bloke. Dusty, I've personally enjoyed your story on how you became a Christian. Perfect Australian material. Proud to be a subscriber to your channel. Thanks, brother. Actually, I've been asked to my pastor, because like obviously churches are shut down, right? And our church is doing fucking lives, and the pastor's just preaching up on Sunday in his living room. And so he's like, yeah, can you share your testimony again? You would have seen when I shared my testimony at church like 4 months ago. So he wants to do some more videos, or like story time with Dusty. I'll have to keep the language under control. I'll be like, bring out the communion. I'll just be like, goon bag. Nah, only joking. It's real funny. I actually had I went. So I got my YouTube money. So we're going on a tangent here, and we'll get back to the story. Yeah, I got my YouTube money, right? And I was like, yo, I'm going to buy some fishing gear, because I'm like, I had it in my head. I'm like, I'm going to get some fishing gear. If I get put off for a few weeks or a month or something, I'm straight up fishing every day. You know what I mean? But then on the way driving out of work, the boss is like, we just picked up a fucking job. We're all good boys. We're going to fucking sail through this shit. And I'm like, fuck, I was hoping to go fishing for a month. And so I'm like, fuck it, I'm still going to get my fishing gear. And then I walk in and I bump into my Aboriginal mate, Jen. She's awesome. Like, awesome Aboriginal lady, friends from church. And then she's like, last time my husband came around to your house for communion and he came home pissed. And she sort of was just like, that's not happening again. And I'm like, yeah, sorry, Jen. And she's like, she was kind of like, my family struggled with alcoholism, and it's not good to influence Aboriginals to get pissed at Dusty. And I'm like, I know. I'm Irish and Scottish. We're fucking alcoholics. I'm like, But nah, Jen, she was like, pull your head in. And I've been watching your videos, and you piss me off sometimes. And she's like, you need to slow down on the drinking. And I'm like, thanks, Jen. So that's really like nice. You know what I mean? I actually like that, to have someone like pull me up, and my Aboriginal mama, Jen, she's just like, Dusty, pull your head in. Last time my husband come around, we had communion. We did like a full Bible study for like 2 hours, and we're just drinking wine, eating bread together. And we sent her husband home too drunk. I guess we all hooked in. That's like, so I'm like, yeah, we need to have communion again now, because now that, we can't go to church. She's like, well, you better not be fucking drinking so much. So yeah, no shit. I'll be more mindful, because I'll be planning to have like doing communion and that more often at my place, people coming around for some bit of blood in the body. you know? That's the real interdimensional, because we're talking about the legend of the Lucifer stone. It's like the first, this is like the first, you know, transhumanism, where they want to use technology to become like gods. And don't they? Forgot where I was going with that. Anyway. Oh, we got Antifa NZ. Hi, folks. Peace. Hey, that's the 2 gender sign, isn't it? That's the 2 gender sign. I'm there with you, Antifa New Zealand. Only 2 genders, eh? Yeah, that's it, brother. I'm half Italian. I'm a bloody wine drinker time to time. Yeah. That's what happened with coronavirus in Italy. Like, I reckon all the old Italians are like, fuck it, I'm going to fucking heaven. So don't worry about the transhumanism and trying to become God. You need to have the transdimensional. All the old Italians are like, give me the blood and the body. That shit that's transdimensional, the fucking body and blood of Jesus. That's what I'm all about. Get me off the rock. I want to have bloody get to the other side. Antifa and 2 genders. That's the 2 gender hand sign, bro. 2 genders. I'm there with you. See, we finally come to agreement. Anyway, let's get back to this story time. Yo, 9 watching on D Live. Lou, 10 lemons. Thanks heaps. Something's going wrong with my D Live. It's not giving me like the full screen. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, hopefully I can't see shouting at clouds. I can't see how many lemons he gave me. But thank you so much. Thanks for the lemons. I can't even read half the comments. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm sure I'll work it out one day. All right, let's read this. What's this? What's this hand sign? That's the Star Trek Vulcan salute. That's how we have to say it. See? No. It represents 2 genders as well. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, ScoMo's on 9 News. Restrictions extended. Born Nordic. The finger of solidarity. You know what I mean? I support same-sex marriage. Do you, mate? Don't tell me this. Hi, dear. Long time regards, Dean. I wonder how does the gay community? How do you feel, bro, about like, you know, if you're like a normal, I got like a few gay mates who are just like, I just want to get married and be left alone. And they're not like pushing any of this radical shit. I don't think they're like trying to take my freedom of speech away. I don't think they want to teach kids that there's 10 genders or 20 genders, or, you know, have gender, or like rob destroy language and change our words. And like, I don't think all gays are like that, of course, because I know gay people who are normal as fuck and decent. You know what I mean? And then it's like, I'm sure like them, the normal good gays must be so pissed off at the radicals. Be like, you are fuckers. Like, I hope you're like one of them gays. You know what I mean? Who's sick and tired of being like, we've been taken over by radicals. Yeah. None of the satanic lefty, you can be toilet seat gender bullshit. Yeah. You know, I know what you're saying. Anyway, let's read this article. I know I go on all these tangents, you know what I mean? God help me. Some Italian beer for all the Italians with corona who's going to fucking on their way to heaven right now. Anyway, let's learn about this Lucifer stone. The legends tell us about the stone called Tozar. I don't know what the hell. So this is like giving us a few stories about the legend of the Holy Grail or the Lucifer stone or whatever. So we got the first one, how there was like, you can read more about. I read more about it, and it's something like that. There was a war in heaven. The angels had a war, and Michael the archangel or Gabriel, one of them, like fucking smashed Lucifer and knocked the Lucifer stone out of his crown or out of his armor, and the stone fell to earth. And they're saying how when Jesus drank, when he had communion, he drank out of this Lucifer stone, and when he had communion, it like redeemed the stone, which apparently could even, and it's sort of like a hope that even Satan himself will one day be redeemed and come back to Christ, come back to God, to communion with God. Like, isn't that crazy that the love of God would extend that far? That's like amazing, even though it's pretty much just maybe just story time, but it's not sound doctrine, but damn, it's a fucking good story. Wayne, two genders. Amen. Yeah, two genders in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, let's read about the other. There's like all these different stories about how the this magical stone came about. Legends tell us about the stone called, is it Tozar? Tizar? I don't know how to say it. Which an angel brought out from the Garden of Eden to give to Adam and Eve as a help to comfort. It gave forth light, warmth, and nourishment to the suffering couple who found the cold world a hard place to live. Telling me, mate. No. It was the first air conditioner unit. No. This stone was cherished by Adam and Eve and was passed down from father to son. The Tozar was described as a stone, but also as a bright window to heaven that brought light into the day and warmth at night. It was the Tohar that God told Noah to place in the ark to give light and sustenance to all humans and animals throughout the flood. There's so many of these awesome, like, legendary stories. You can read, there's another crazy story called The Cave of Treasures. It's a real good one. We'll have to do a fucking whole live about it. And in the Cave of Treasures, it's like, yeah, we were cave people. Like, they got booted out of the Garden of Eden, and they like found a God kind of led them into this cave where they live. And that's an epic story. Totally worth a read. And it's just more like, it's like ancient Jewish. I think they were kind of like the fairy tales of the day. It's like the cultural stories. Pray for the world. Bloody oath, mate. I reckon we're all going to be all good. Barbecues are now banned. Are you joking me? So how many people can I go fishing with? Where was I? So this is where am I going? Another story of the Tozar, sometimes called the Stone of An, is about the death of Adam. When Adam knew he was about to die, he sent his son Seth back to the Garden of Eden to find 3 seeds from the tree of life. Seth found the path back to Eden by following the footprints of Adam and Eve, which were burnt into the stone they had walked upon. Seth was a highly developed soul who was pure of heart, therefore was able to convince the angels with the flaming swords to let him pass. Once Seth found the tree of life, he picked a fruit and found the 3 seeds he needed. But when Seth arrived back home, Adam had already died. Seth placed the 3 seeds on Adam's tongue, and the entire head began to glow and shine like the sun. From then onwards, the head of Adam Stone of Anne continued to shine brightly and nourish and heal anyone who came near it. It was the Stone of Anne that was passed to Noah and used as the Grail of the Ark. Jeez, another crazy story. Even this one would be kind of cool if, like, Jesus, that was the Grail, and he put the wine in it, and it, like, bang, it was like some symbolic to, like, lift the curse off Adam. But anyway, that's obviously, I'm not saying that any of these stories are yeah. Oh, sweet. I'm coming around Saturday to hang some banners. We got a little surprise happening for you this Saturday, people. You're gonna love it, and I probably won't. I'm not gonna let you know yet. You'll see on Saturday what we're up to. I can't read the comments on D Live. It's like, I might just, like, hang on. I'm gonna, like, get out of D Live and I'll go back into it because I can't read the comments. I don't know what's going on with it. Bang, I'm sweating like a pig. Nah, still not working. How the hell do I make that smaller? Don't know. Sorry, D Live tonight. The fucking screen's all fucked up. Wine bomb, yeah. Weddings are to be restricted to 10 people only. Crazy time we live in, hey? Seth married his sister. Yeah. There's some, I reckon there's a lot to be read between the lines. Need to network, Dusty. Yeah, I'm like the laziest YouTuber on earth. When I went to Church and State Summit, like, I got heaps of people's numbers and that, right? And they're like, yeah, keen as to come on, keen as to do a show. And I'm just like, honestly, I just could not be fucked. I'm just happy to like drink a beer and fucking read some crazy fucking theoretical doctrines or bloody conspiracy theories. Can Dusty go fishing within 1 kilometer of his home? Mate, you'll never fucking know. There's always a river around in Brisbane City. But nah. You'll never know, mate. Nah. Anyway, what's the next story? Another tradition tells Tozar of the Garden of Eden was passed down to Abraham, who wrote on it a necklace for all to see. I don't get them. Anyone who came near the stone was amazed by its power to heal and nourish. This sounds like a bit out of control, this one. The stone of Abraham is yet another version of the Holy Grail that insinuates that some type of shining stone is connected to the quest for the Holy Grail that brings the keeper of the Grail great powers of wisdom and healing. It's kind of like where I hope to go with this live is we'll read an article about transhumanism, because it's always like, the idea of that serpent, that original lizard man who was like, you'll become like a god. That's like the devil and his demonic fucking lie to us all. Dusty, time for online shotgun weddings. I know. I gotta fucking bring that shit back. Don't have an abortion, people. I'll bloody marry you over Skype. The power invested in me. Yeah, we can no longer. Abortion is evil. There you go. How's fucking New Zealand? They know, like, the worst abortion laws on earth. It's like, yeah, it's all a part of this transhumanism or Darwinian social Darwinism, you know what I mean? It's a part of transhumanism as well. It's like they're just fucking social engineering all the radical, like the far left and the far right are like all for social engineering and for social Darwinism and abortion and whatever they can do. You know what I mean? It's long, and you can just see here with this the legend of the Lucifer stone or the Holy Grail, how people have always had this, you know, if they could, the same spirit or the same ideas have been around since the beginning. If you could get a bolt on fucking, you know, they'll do anything to become like gods. If it means, you know, our civilization, we can't have poor people, we can't have low IQ or disabled people. Just abort them. Oh, this person's old and in pain. The government needs them to pass their inheritance on so we can tax the shit out of it. No, give them the green injection. It's all a part of the transhumanism, fucking social Darwinism, mate. Yeah, more deaths from abortion than homicides and coronavirus combined. I fucking bet you, mate. And probably like this is a big problem too. We have like this society that it's like, what did some Antifa loser say in my comment section? He's like, come to the left, Dusty. And I'm like, brother, I'm not left wing or right wing. I'm telling you what, the left and the right wing are of the serpent, mate. They're the wings of the serpent, the double-sided coin. It's like the capital. If you're like a hard-out capitalist or a hard-out socialist, I reckon the New World Order, look at China. They've like embraced socialism and capitalism. We don't even have conservatives anymore. Like pretty much the right wing has been taken over by they're supposedly capitalists and they've abandoned all fucking morality. They never fought against abortion. It's like they did not fight back against abortion or gay marriage or anything. They're just like fucking mate, it's two sides of one coin. The two wings of the same flying serpent. And it's just there like, I'm not left or right wing. I'm not a part of the wings of the serpent, brother. I'm not a part of your fucking double-sided coin. I'm a Christian. Because that double-sided coin, that two-winged serpent, mate, all they've done is fucking lied to us. Where are all the right-wingers, politicians who fucking pushed back or who were conservative and, you know, preserved anything? They didn't preserve anything. And the left, this is the problem we have now with coronavirus, and people are like, I'm going to lose my job. All my shares are fucking gone. Oh, my super's gone. And they're so worried and stressed out, getting depressed. People like, they reckon the suicide rate's going up. And this is the thing. The fucking, that double-sided coin, them capitalists and socialists, they love money. They are fucking the biggest money lovers ever. The socialists, like, all the answers to them is money. They think money, stealing people's money, and you know, as long as they're redistributing it, everything will be fine for them. Or the hard out capitalist who's like, as long as I've got my bank account. And then what happens when this virus has come and fucking taken it away like that? I'd say, like, let's be careful and not be tied to the money. You know what I mean? Let's not be a part of the fucking, here we go, oh, the left is the best. Two genders again. There you go. Yeah, I agree, mate. Two genders. There's only two genders. At least there's one thing we agree on right there, brother. Margot. Hi, everyone. G'day, mate. Anyway, where are we? We're going back. Yeah. It's all brainwashing people. It's called MK Ultra. Fucking oath, mate. That's it. I love that's another cool rabbit hole to go down with the MK Ultra. Isn't that where they like fed them LSD? Have you seen what's that fucking I'm losing it here. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole of MK Ultra. But you see where they like fed LSD to them, and they're like, they did like a full study how they're like feeding them LSD and stuff, and they're tripping out, and they're like trying to communicate with fucking the spirit realm or demons or aliens or whatever it is. It's like real shit. And if you like, you all have heard Joe Rogan talk about it. Is it the Ascawatza? What's that stuff they drink down in Latin America? And they like drink it, and every time they trip out, they all have the same trip. And it's like they all see snakes. They eat this thing and they see snakes. Sounds like the Bible story. It sounds like the story of the serpent in the Garden of Eden. Anyway, I'm keep going down all these different rabbit holes. I reckon this is the first scroll of Revelation's opening, probably. And it's kind of like a reminder for myself, because I'm just like, yo, what am I doing? Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to have like lustful thoughts or angry thoughts. I'm kind of like this virus. I'm like, yo, what am I doing? What am I thinking? What am I saying? Like, I'm a bit more, you know, I'm a bit more like aware. It's like, yo, what am I doing? I'm not worrying, brother. I'm praying. Don't worry about anything. Pray about everything. That's what the Bible says. I reckon that's like two things that have helped me the most. I know, like, going through this tough time, if people like are tied to that double-sided coin or that double-winged serpent, you know, the left and right, getting tricked into the love of money, all this stuff. You know, when I had depression for a bit, I got injured, and I had to keep going to work, and I was like, I need help. Got the painkillers, got the antidepressants, kept going to work. My injuries got healed because I like followed what the doctor said and did physio, and looked after myself and pulled my head in, made sure I did what was right. But the scriptures that helped me was like, cast your cares upon the Lord. Don't worry about anything, but pray about everything. And I'm just like, yeah, that's the trick. Like, in here, we like worry and we stress out, and we like, you know, I was like injured, and I'm like, oh, I won't be able to provide for my wife. I'm weak. I can't work. What am I done? What am I, like, you know, how pathetic. And I was like putting this in my mind. I'm like, no. Cast your cares upon the Lord. You know, don't worry about anything, but pray about everything. So I'm just like, that's right. Jesus said I can like give it to him, trust in him, you know, lighten that burden on my mind. And that, honestly, them two scriptures, I think, help me. And whatever it is now, like, people are going to be like, I lost my job. I lost heaps of my super. I lost, buddy, you know, all this money tied to the dollar, the double-sided coin. Anyway, I need to smash this out. Anyway, this is the last bit of the question of whether any of these stones existed. Aren't they talking about the same stone? Is debatable and fall into the category of miracles and wonders. What the heck? Did Solomon believe that he had this stone that fell from Lucifer's crown? Did Abraham really wear a grail around his neck? Did the head of Adam become a shining stone? Did Joseph of Arimathea catch the blood of Christ in the Holy Grail? Oh, so is that what happened? These type of imaginations, traditions, and legends call into question whether these beliefs and stories are and analogies for soul and spiritual stages of development and not physical objects. Fucking hell. Don't you hate when, like, I hate when you read a conspiracy theory, you know what I mean? You watch some conspiracy theory show, and then it's like, And then at the end they're like, oh yeah, and they just fucking like, it's not fucking, that's not the case. It's like, shut the fuck up. I just want to hear the conspiracy, right, for what it is. And it's like, well, that may be the fucking case. Don't tell me that it's not fucking real, or if it is or it isn't. I want to get lost in the you know, the story, in the depth of it, in the culture and the tradition. And they always do that. Is it? I've seen the fake Neil Erickson popped in before. Thanks for coming in, fake Neil Erickson. You're always welcome, mate. Yeah, Wayne, the legend. Pray as much as you can. It does help the soul through hard times. That's it. Why not? We ain't got nothing to lose by it. It's free, isn't it? That's why they'll be like hating on you, hating on people for, you know, getting into that free stuff. Imagine Jesus when he came. Apparently, like when Jesus came and he's like, the Pharisees were like, yeah, bring your tithe into the fucking temple. Bring, you know, bring your animal sacrifice. Oh, if you can't bring your livestock, just, it's all good. You can just bring gold and we'll sell you livestock at exuberant prices, and you can get that. That can be your sacrifice. You know what I mean? And it's like they were getting ripped off. The people were getting ripped off and taken advantage of by the religious Pharisees, which were like the what we have now with the governments, the UN, the control freaks, you know what I mean, who want to control and profiteer out of everything we do. Typical, you look at the left who are like, free this and free that. And it's like, if none of it's free, none of it's free. You think this stimulus package is going to be free? It ain't. But anyway, they took advantage when Jesus rolled into town. You know, people were so broke in Jesus' time. The temple were charging them so much money to get right with God. We're taking advantage of them. They were so poor they couldn't even afford to see a doctor. But Jesus healed them for free. Jesus was speaking the truth even to tax collectors, right? And the chief tax collector of Jerusalem became a Christian, and with him came like 300 other tax collectors. So how like pissed off would the Romans and the fucking and the priests would have been, eh? They would have been so cut. You know what I mean? Free healing, forgiveness of sin were for free. Didn't cost them anything. Jesus was the lefty. No, Jesus paid, brother. Nothing was free. Jesus made it. It was free because he paid. And this is the thing about being a Christian. When a Christian is voluntary giving. We give voluntary. All we do is I volunteered literally thousands of hours of my time and given thousands of dollars, right? I earned it. It's mine, but I gave it freely, not for anything in return, for nothing in return. No one forced me to give. No one forced me to give an hour. No one forced me to give $1, but I freely gave. Once your left-wing UN double-sided coin, double-wing serpent government came and already robbed me of 30% of my income, I still gave voluntarily, not by the barrel of your communist gun. Gave voluntarily. That's what the kingdom of God is, mate. We give from the heart. We volunteer from the heart. We do it from the heart, mate. Because it was done for me. Jesus did it for me freely, and freely I received. It's all taken care of in my spirit. The past, present, and future taken care of. I have reassurance. I have peace in my heart. Triggered. Well, mate, you need to hear the truth. Your Darwinistic bloody guy, you anti-fascist. You guys, like, man, give up on the guilt complex, guys. Come to Jesus. If you guys came to Christ, you would not be in your like far left guilt complex, virtue signaling lies. You can sit there as an Antifa member, and I'd be wondering how Because when they read the Communist Manifesto, it's all about, you read conflict theory, they're like, there's limited resources. Oh, and there's a hierarchy, and these people are at the top, and we need to create identity groups to battle out and to take them down from that position of power so that there can be better redistribution of the finite resources that we have. That's what they have. That's what they believe, the finite resources they have. Transhumanism, thus social Darwinism, murdering babies and killing disabled babies, and with the eugenics program still triggered. Brother, it's just the truth. But you know what? Out of all these, the legend of the Holy Grail, my favorite is that, though maybe none of them are true. Maybe it's all a legend. But I reckon the coolest story out of all of this is definitely the story of Lucifer. You know, the battle in heaven where the angels fought Lucifer and smashed the stone out of his crown, out of his armor, whatever it was. And it fell to earth. And the stone, you know, they handed down through generations, eventually coming the Holy Grail where Jesus' blood came and redemption came. Read Dusty, please. Yeah. Let's go here. Let's read this. Let's watch a little bit of this. I've got a sweet. We've got to find this. This is a sweet little video I want to try. Introduce you guys to. I don't know if we're going to watch it all. I'll pull up this video. Hopefully my stream doesn't drop out. Bang. Here we go. We'll get the very start of it. What's going on? How come I can't hear anything?
With the British Royal Society
oh
acting as the
shit,
headquarters
that's
of the
loud as
propaganda
fuck.
machine, they now needed to introduce the science itself.
Who's calling me?
That science was Darwinism, or
Can you
evolution.
please come with me?
Given that the founding members of the Royal Society were Freemasons, whatever
What?
science they came up with would only be an extension of their occult doctrine. The theory of evolution is nothing less. In the
Yeah, it's just an occult.
W. Elm Wilmhurst reveals the
You're
worldview
listening to
underpinning
this?
the new Masonic science. This, the evolution of man into Superman, was always the purpose of the ancient mysteries, and the real purpose of modern masonry is not the social and charitable purposes to which so much attention is paid, but the expediting
Hang on, I just got to text my missus.
of those who aspire
I'm
to
listening
perfect
with
their
you.
own nature and transform it into a more godlike quality. And this is a definite science, a royal art, which it is possible for each of us to put into practice, whilst to join the craft for any other purpose than to study and pursue the science is to misunderstand its meaning. Later in the book, Wilmhurst reiterates this theme. Man who has sprung from earth and developed through the lower kingdoms of nature to his present rational state has yet to complete his evolution by becoming a godlike being and unifying his consciousness with the omniscient.
Yeah, you guys have got to get onto this, dude.
And always has been the sole aim and purpose of all initiation.
Bang.
The spiritual implications of the theory of evolution are something that few people ever stop to consider, so I want to really highlight this. What was the lie from the serpent in the Garden of Eden? It was that by attainment of knowledge, by our own efforts,
here we go.
We become as
Transhumanism.
gods. Now, what does evolution teach? It teaches that we are constantly evolving onwards and upwards over time. And if we are constantly evolving throughout time, where is the end goal? Surely the end goal is
White Rose Society, who wrote that most ridiculous hit piece about me.
And what is another name for absolute perfection other than godhood? Evolution is the exact lie from the Garden of Eden, that mankind can become perfect or godlike by our own efforts through knowledge, or science you may call it. Through the idea of evolution, Freemasons introduced the occult idea of becoming to the masses under the veil of science, the belief that man is gradually evolving towards enlightened godhood.
This might be.
What many also don't know is that the basic
Here we
idea
go. This
of
is the
evolution
bulk
did
of
not originate
what
with
we need
Charles
to listen
Darwin.
to.
According to Mackey's Encyclopedia of Freemasonry, It originated with his grandfather, Erasmus Darwin.
Check out
Dr. Erasmus Darwin
Darwin.
was the first man in England to suggest those ideas, which were later to be embodied in the Darwinian theory by his grandson, Charles Darwin, who wrote in 1859,
It's all
Origin
like
of Species.
Freemasonry and stuff.
Now, Erasmus Darwin was the founder of the Masonic Lunar Society. According to author Ian Taylor, the Lunar Society was active from about 1764 to 1800, and its prominent influence continued long afterwards under the banner of the British Royal Society. The group's name owed itself to the fact that the members met monthly at the time of the full moon, which suggests some kind of link to the goddess Ashura again. The membership of this group boasted such luminaries as John Wilkinson, James Watt, Matthew Boulton, Joseph Priestley, Josiah Wedgwood, and Benjamin Franklin. These men, along with other members before, the name of Charles Darwin does not appear on the rolls of the lodge, but it is very possible that he,
Darwin was
like
a part
Francis,
of this
was a Mason.
cult.
In 1794, Erasmus Darwin wrote a book called Zoonomia, where he expanded upon his theory of evolution. It was based on the occult concept of becoming, the gradual process of attaining godhood. Even before then, however, John Locke, a prominent Freemason and member of the British Royal Society, had taken the Hindu idea of reincarnation, which had been brought to Britain by the East India Trading Company, and formulated his own ideas on evolution based on it. The British Royal Society accepted his ideas, and they also received the support of the male members of the Darwin family.
Oh, get this. The White Rose Society, this loser here, if you read the article they wrote about me, right, these losers, I got to tell you this. They go, this is the bullshit article they wrote. They're like, Dusty Bogan did it, whatever. We tricked Bob Catter to doing his first Proud Boy first degree. We're like, hey, Bob, say this into a megaphone. Right? That's what we did. Just a joke. Bob didn't know what he was doing. They're like, and Dusty Bogan has also interviewed Blair Cottrell. And then they're like, the nutcase dude who shot up the mosque in New Zealand, that dude, they're like, he tried to join Lad Society. So they're trying to connect him through Lad Society to Blair, trying to get through me interviewing Blair and then connecting me to Bob Catter. And then they said, and Bob Catter's a member of the CFMEU. And then they said, Albanese is left wing, right? And they're like, and now the Labor Party has been taken over by Bob Catter, the CFMEU, and Albanese, and the Labor Party's now right wing. And that's like, that was the fucking, so they connected. They even, in the most bullshit part about the fucking White Rose Society article they wrote about me, using me and the Bob Catter fucking us drinking, having beers, and be like, yo, Bob, say this into the megaphone. They strung together a story connecting Albanese all the way to the New Zealand mass shooter. That's fucking what they did. That's what the White Rose Society, that is some mad conspiracy theory shit. As far as the White Rose Society is concerned, Albanese is right wing. They are fucking out of control. But I was actually entertained by that White Rose Society story they wrote about me. The Guardian one was a bit boring. And I love a good story. That's what this whole YouTube is me, really, theoretical doctrine and conspiracy theories. I love it. I love a good story. But anyway, sorry for interrupting this thing. Yeah, so if you're all following what this video is talking about, they're saying how Charles Darwin's dad and grandfather were part of a cult that believed in like perpetual transhumanism, becoming like a god, like the Garden of Eden story, how what Satan said, you will become like gods. And Darwin's dad or grandfather, what is Rasputin Darwin, whatever his name was, he already wrote a book outlining pretty much the same as Darwinism, had nothing to do with science. It was actually occult. It was a part of the occult. Anyway, let's keep listening.
Family at the time. 2 centuries later, this occult concept of becoming would be transmitted to Charles Darwin,
Here
and
you
the origin of
go.
species would be born.
And this is the
So the
social
evolutionary
Darwinisms
theory
who
clearly
murder
had occult
babies,
roots
and
that predated
this is
Charles
the
Darwin by
origin
a
of
long way.
racism.
These occult
You know what I
ideas
mean?
were developed by Freemasons
And the
before
left
Darwin
just keep
brought it to public
rebranding
attention
that
with his book.
social Darwinism.
Now remember, the reason that we had
Oh
deism
no, while
was at
they
least
kill,
partly
murder
because people
babies
couldn't explain
and
the
want to
origins
kill
of
old
life
people
without some kind of God.
and
The
have
general
people chop their
population
dicks off
understood
and their
that things
tits
don't
off and
just
all this
pop
stuff.
into existence uncaused. If we came home and found an elephant in our house, the first thing we'd ask is, who put it there? How did it get in the house? We understand that elephants don't just pop into existence. Things which begin to exist always have a cause. Therefore, one of the key problems for the evolutionary theory to solve was how life could arise from non-living matter. If life could come from chemicals by some kind of natural and undirected reaction, the need for God to explain the origin of life was eliminated. This concept is called spontaneous generation. It was the only way evolution could even get off the ground. Louis Pasteur wrote, "To bring about spontaneous generation would be to create a..."
Anyway, you get enough of the pictures, right? This is all the occult origins of Darwinism, and we all got to like watch this video. If you look up it's Know Your Enemy, go to YouTube, Know Your Enemy. There's about 80 videos. They go through everything, and it's actually quite like yeah, it's just quite terrible to be honest. Yeah, Darwin was a raving lunatic. He spent too much time in the forest observing wildlife. Well, I think, like, personally, I think Darwin just took the Bible, and obviously he had heaps. All these scientists, they take a little bit of truth, and then they just twist it. And the biggest problem with Darwinism, it's obviously the atheism that it fucking, and this transhumanism, this we should become like gods, and the social Darwinism, you know what I mean? It's always a story. This is the biggest problem. There's always the foundational philosophical story that it always starts from there. And what does it produce? That's my biggest concern, is what does it produce? Like, I would be a Mormon all day before I became an atheist, because atheism just produces. You see what we went through on my Sunday show when we went through I went through all the stats on the great replacement. It's pretty much how atheists are being replaced. Like, the atheists have the lowest birth rate. Their lives do not produce anything. There's nothing good that's produced through an atheist life. Social Darwinism, that's what they fucking keep producing. Oh, we got some more lemons coming up. Lou, 40 lemons. Ferocious Chihuahua, 114. I don't know. I can't really barely see the comments. I don't know what's going on with me thing. Vampire Frog. Dusty, have you seen someone Lewis talk on evolution? Is it C.S. Lewis? Because I can't read the. Oh, don't know what's going on with me fucking D Live. My screen's like. Maybe if I do this, hang on a second. Oh. Okay. Oh. There we go. I fixed it. Awesome. Yeah, C.S. Lewis talk on evolution. No, I haven't seen it. I've got my own theoretical. I call it theoretical doctrine because, like, I read a lot of different, I kind of like the cultural stories about Christianity, just like we read today about the Lucifer stone and all that. And you're like, I never fucking heard that. It's like, yeah, me neither. But I'm happy to read it. So you read all this different stories, and it's like I can build a bit of theoretical doctrine, and it's kind of like a conspiracy theory, or and I like to do it. and I've got my own theory about creation and evolution and all that. And pretty much, like, if you read the Bible, I'm telling you this, the only thing that we're missing, if you crack the Bible, read Genesis 1, and every time God creates, there's 6 days of creation. Every time when God creates, it's like, I picture it in my mind like, I just think of terraforming a planet. It's pretty much the story of the Big Bang and evolution. It follows the same timeline. The biblical story does. It's exactly the fucking same. So, you know, these fucking, these occult, you know, we look at Darwin, we look at his family, are part of the occult, are part of these secret societies going back years and years. They knew, they just twisted the story. Because when you tell a story, it's much more interesting. You know what I mean? A story gives us philosophical foundations. It's the way our mind and everything's connected. This is the way we're supposed to work. It's through culture. This is why, like, evolution and Darwinism has, like, robbed us of any sense of that. Look at the kids at school who were raised by talking heads on the news, like blah, 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 reading the bit of paper. The same thing with the teacher, and they're like, do this, do that. Where ancient culture, they knew. They're like, they knew the programming, they knew the designer, they knew the way we were supposed, the way that we take the information and we outwork it. It comes embedded in our culture and our tradition and our heart and mind, and we outwork that. This is why Aboriginals, they'll be like, that plant is poisonous. The Aboriginals told the story that that plant was poisonous, don't eat it or touch it, for probably thousands of years, right? And they're like, this isn't working. We're putting up signs. They've got the union in there. They've got the PPE. They're fucking, don't do this, don't do that. They've got the nerdy teachers and the cops, and the Aboriginals probably tried it all. And then they were like, hang on a minute. Let's embed it into culture and storytelling and dance and artwork. And then next minute, people were like, yeah, that fucking tree is poisonous. And they change, because this is the way God knows. This is why Jesus came and he spoke parables. You know what I mean? Because it's like, becomes embedded in the heart and mind of the person. This is the for real way it works. So the way that pretty much all that the Darwin and these modern scientists have done, they've just taken all the fucking awesomeness out of it and left you with a textbook, dull down, boring as fuck, dry, robotic, numb story, cultureless. And you know what the fruit of that is? Pretty much fascism and communism. Pretty much the fruit of it is social Darwinism and the control freak system that we have. And the biblical creation story is way better. Is that an opinion or factual evidence? Nah, I'm telling you opinion. I'm telling you my... You can take it or leave it, but it's probably closer to the truth than what you see from the... It's closer to the truth than what you're seeing on the mainstream media and what they're telling you at school. There we go. Yo, thanks for the super chat. Was the satanic panic regarding 80s and 90s heavy metal justified satanic lyrics, symbolism, and mainstream hidden in plain sight? Look where we are now. Yeah, I think they probably weren't even that bad at all. I love heavy metal. I reckon heavy metal has like better fucking Christian lyrics. It's more like tight. I would prefer my church Sunday worship to be more like heavy metal. Like, fuck. Like, nah, just like, I want a bit of like, you know, the Bible's full of blood, sex, and violence. The Bible's full of like tough, terrible things. It's an epic tale. And then we get to church on Sunday and it's like, I love you, Jesus. It's all this like soft, weird. And I'm like, this might be all right for the women or the little kids, but the men in the house are sitting here going, this is shit. Like, well, I want some heavy metal in church. Just been like, the Satan is a liar. You know what I mean? God is the creator. Darwin is a liar. Whatever. Like, that's what I'm all about. That's the future of the church. We need to get some fucking mad. We need to create some like awesome. Even though I don't listen to any Christian heavy metal, so I'm talking shit once again. Yeah, it's kind of like a shame. I love heavy metal. And it's like they destroyed that. They pretty much sold out. The mainstream media sold out. See, the thing is like advertisers and TV, radio, all this stuff. They know what I'm telling. You know how I'm telling you, if you embed it in your story and your culture, you start off with the story, you start off with this tradition, and you start embedding it into who and what we are, right? And it starts to produce. They know that. They know that when they sell like to kids Ronald McDonald and all this stuff, and it's like, Ronald McDonald, the mad dude. They're not doing it so much anymore, and the kids like addicted to McDonald's. Every time that was me growing up, all the Macca's ads and whenever I see a Macca's billboard, I start drooling. It's so effective. They know that. The masters of advertisement know that. People know how our brain works. It's like sex sells, so they just chuck it into every movie, every ad, every fucking thing. And it's degenerate. You know what I mean? And it's in our face. But they know it just as well as it's like they robbed us of our tradition and our culture. They've pumped us up with Darwin, right? They stole it all away. They're like, this is the truth. And then they just pumped us with this fucking buy this, watch this. Oh, I need to make profit on this movie, on this TV show. Oh, more sex, more violence, more. And the thing is I'm not saying, I'm telling you this, the Bible's full of blood, sex, and violence. But at the end of the day, we know in the Bible what is right and what is wrong, and that is the difference. You don't know what's right and wrong when you're watching that Big Mac ad. They're telling you, like, Big Macs, they're amazing. If we think it's the only thing we should be eating. You know what I mean? But it will kill you if it's the only thing you eat. Dude, I'm over you spewing your hate. Let's debate. Get your own YouTube channel, brother. If you you know what I mean? If you don't like it, brother, just fucking move on. If you want to have a debate, jump on my Telegram. Go to dustybogan.com. Click on the link to my Telegram, and then jump on there. We can chat, and we'll organize a time to do a debate. Because when I have a show scheduled, the truth is I'm pretty slack, and I pull it together last minute. And I'm running out of time. But yeah, join my Telegram, Antifa Australia. No problem, mate. And then we can organise a debate. What hate? Oh my God. Yeah, what fucking hate are they even talking about? Dear day. even Dear's fake knows that what we're talking about tonight. Why not do it now? Because I got to go soon, brother. My missus isn't feeling too flash hot. She was already upset this afternoon, and she texted me, "Can you come spend time with me?" Which is fair enough. Antifa as gay as AIDS. Yeah, they are. Some Antifa dude was like whinging in my comments section. He's like, "You said black Barack Obama." It's like, yeah, he's black. And he's like, if you said, if someone said so-and-so's white, you'd be all upset. No, I am white. We're white people. No one's offended when you call us white, and black people aren't offended if they're called black either. And if they, and like, and what made you the fucking word police? I'm a fucking You're such a control freak, brother. We're talking about conspiracy theories and theoretical Christian doctrine. we are like exploring different ideas apart from your like narrow-minded authoritarianism, brother. He's making time for his woman, so cute. I know, and I don't even we're not even doing long. Generally, I try to stick to an hour and a half live, so, you know, it's not, what's that? What's that show that they're watching now? It's like Married at First Sight. That show takes up way more time than this whole YouTube channel. But anyway, where was I? Yeah, so we learned about the old Darwin. I'd encourage everyone to learn more about this stuff. Obama is not that black. Obama is not black enough. Yeah. I just do not, man, if you like get offended by someone saying, oh, that black dude, oh yeah, he's black, oh, that white guy, you know what I mean? And plus, everyone knows Obama is actually, you look at him closely and you're like, oh, he's actually not black, he's actually green. And they said it, they're saying like, the dude was like, you called him black. Brother, I was saying Barack Obama was aborting black Barack Obama, the fallen prophet, was aborting black African babies. He's killed more Africans than fucking anyone, Barack Obama, through his abortion regime. Yeah, Antifa Australia is on the sex offender list. There you go. Sorry, I was reading the D Live comments where I was saying Vampire Frog was saying Obama is not black enough. Anyway, let's tie it all together. This is the capping. Oh, computer frozen. Holy moly! The question was asked. You refused to answer. Check it out, folks, before he deletes it. I'm not going to delete it, mate. And as you'll see in all my YouTube, I'm real slack on like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. People, even on my Telegram, and like, you know, I can't say I'm always in the comment section. So like, he'll fucking delete that comment. Oh, he didn't answer that comment. It's like, go through all my YouTube videos, bro. I'm not really engaging much in the comment section. Get over it. Check the question, check the answer, read between the lines, peace. And that piece is, once again, bro, that's 2 gender sign. So yeah, I agree with you on that too. There's only 2 genders. Here's the last article, and I didn't even do like a beer bong for the bloody super chat I got earlier, because my super chats work, people. I can't believe it. It's good. Ports Film Co. Yeah, it would have been funny. I guess I was just a kid in the 80s and 90s around the heavy metal, satanic lyrics, symbolism, and mainstream hit in plain sight. Did you ever see the thing about Michael Jackson when he's like, yeah, the Illuminati's, there's like speeches of him. He's like, the Illuminati's controlling me and trying to get me to sing satanic songs and do satanic film clips and all this stuff. It's pretty fun. We need to like do a We need to go through like a full Michael Jackson conspiracy night. That'd be fucking awesome. I like Michael Jackson. I don't think he was a pedophile. I think he was just a weirdo. How does Dusty keep a straight face? Been punched in the face too many times. No. Just talking the truth, mate. Is that like the two genders you're talking about? You could get in a lot of trouble, bro, for your two gender or your two gender propaganda, bro. Like I'm with you. I know like there's only two genders, but yeah. He's not a pedo. My missus is calling again. She's gonna be like, oh, I'm pissed off at you. Anyway, this is the last article. I won't even pull it up. Not dead and an enhanced life is the future of transhumanism. This is where it all comes down to: social engineering, socialist Darwinism, all the stuff, everything we were talking about. The aim of the transhumanism movement are summed up by Mark O'Connell in his book To Be a Machine. Blah blah blah. The idea of technology enhancing our bodies is not new, but the intent to which transhumanism take the concept is: in the past we have devised such a wooden leg, hearing aids, spectacles, and false teeth. Who says spectacles? In future we might use implants to augment our senses so we can detect blah 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 blah. Essentially they want to become like gods. Here we go. Ultimately, by merging man and machine, science will produce humans who with vastly increased intelligence, strength, and lifespans, a near embodiment of gods. There you go. And this is the future. This is what happens when you're, the atheist who are, we've only seen just the beginning of the danger of atheism, and whether that atheism is that double-sided coin that produces the radical capitalism and radical socialism, or the fascism or communism. It's all two wings of the same flying serpent. You know what I mean? It all comes down from the foundation of Darwinism and his occult upbringing, because that's what they were, people. It's just a big occult. As we have to be reminded of the garden and that serpent who said, "Eat the knowledge, have the knowledge of good and evil, and you become like gods." That was the first lie. They keep lying to you. Remember how I always say to Antifa, it's like they thought when they got that fruit, they were like, oh yeah, I'll get the knowledge of good and evil and I'll become like a god. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, it sounded good, but it was the thin end of the wedge. Oh, abortion because of rape, or fucking the baby's going to kill the mum, or the kid's severely deformed and will die straight away and suffer. And we're like, okay, that's reasonable. Okay, maybe eating that fruit is reasonable. Oh, okay, maybe euthanasia is reasonable for people who are, in palliative care. Oh, okay, maybe it's reasonable. Two consenting adults, two same-sex consenting adults who want to get married, maybe that's reasonable. It all seems reasonable. Eating that fruit seemed reasonable. But I'm telling you, people, here we are down the track, and it was the thin end of the wedge. It was Pandora's box, and it was a Trojan horse. And I'm not saying they ain't reasonable. It seemed fucking reasonable to Adam and Eve, didn't it? But here we go down the track, and it was a fucking mistake, all of it. Yeah, irrational times. We've been divided by race, religion, politics, and gender so much. Now the media and the government are really flexing their muscles, showing their control. Yeah, it's out of control. We do need to be reminded that a lot of it is like a control grab. All these people are control freaks. Maybe that's all Satan wanted. maybe his temptation, maybe his reasonable proposition, because all this stuff is a reasonable proposition that gets put to us. Maybe when Satan, he said his reasonable proposition, take of this, the knowledge of good and evil, and you'll become like gods. Ooh, tempting. Seems so reasonable. Surely you won't die. And we took the reasonable and we eat it, you know what I mean? But why did he do it? And I have to say, it's always the same demonic, evil agenda. More control, more control, more control. And the far left and the far right, the wings of the serpent. I tell you, it's time for us to wake up. Sounds like you're full of hate. Just want to chat. Peace, mate. I love that peace sign. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the super chats and thanks for the lemons. Ferocious. I think it's the ferocious Chihuahua. Lou shouting at clouds. Thanks for the lemons, D Live. I totally appreciate the lemons. One day I'll learn how to cash them in and I'll be like, with last month's YouTube money I bought bloody some stuff from Bunnings. I actually, bought some stuff for Bunnings on the weekend. You'll find out. This weekend, you'll find out what we're doing, and it's going to be real fun. And I don't want to, I have to control myself not to tell you on Thirsty Thursday. And I bought some fishing gear today because I was like, yo, Corona. I thought Corona was going to happen, and I thought I was going to be like, maybe have to have a month off work. And I'm like, I'm going fishing. And I never thought when I started doing videos that I'd ever make $1 out of it. So it's pretty fun to like you guys being generous. And I'm like, yo, this is my mad YouTubers who paid for it. I'm going fishing and I'll be like, you guys fucking paid for this. I'll be like, thanks so much. When I'm like taking my kids fishing and I'll be like, YouTube, you're fucking legends. No. No answer yet, lol. Antifa Australia, Antifa New South Wales, Antifa NZ, God bless you. There is only one. So nice. No answer yet, lol. You guys should all you Antifa people, everyone should just join my Telegram and we can chat. Even though, like I said, I'm pretty slack on the comments, but no, we're doing it on the weekend. Is what you're doing Thursday. Proud Boy related. No one's gonna know what we're doing until we're doing it, and you'll be like, "Oh, that's fucking." I bet you everyone will. It'll be fun as. But anyway, it's nothing too. We're not gonna get in trouble. We're not doing anything too stupid, but it's gonna be fun, and people are gonna love it. All right. Thanks heaps for tuning in. I gotta go. My missus is needing me. I need you. That's a good feeling, isn't it? It's really nice, actually. Yeah, Wayne. We need to unite as one people and take back our country and our parliament. Yeah, I think we need to, like, you know what, Antifa people, everyone's welcome in this chat, and I hope we don't like tear strips off each other, but we could probably listen to each other and understand that we just need to be free. You know what I mean? And look at that amazing story of that Lucifer stone, how it's like the angels fought and they knocked this Lucifer stone off Satan's armor, and then it's like Jesus came and he drank the communion out of it, the blood and the bread, and the first communion was done in this cup. And then it's saying Joseph of Arimathea caught the blood of Jesus in the cup, and that cup like symbolized that one day even Satan himself could be redeemed by the power of Christ and he would come back into unity with God. Like, that is a far out story. But God, there's got to be hope for us all, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure the Christian story is that there can be hope for us all and redemption for us all. God bless you guys. Peace. Antifa Australia. All right. Night, everyone. Thanks heaps for tuning in. Thanks for the lemons. Thanks for the super chat. You. Catch us Thirsty Thursday.